and gentlemen, let's go ahead and give a warm welcome to all of our debaters today and our timekeeper. Yay! All right. I would like to welcome our first speaker, Nemanja, as the Prime Minister, to give a speech and introduce the debate with a speech not to exceed 3 minutes, okay? Only 3 minutes. And, of course, Miss Melody will be your timekeeper today. So, all right. Miss Timekeeper, are you ready? Yes? Okay. Mr. Speaker, whenever you're ready, you may begin.
Hello everybody, my name is Nemanja and I'm a Prime Minister for Government. I would like to say thanks to my partner Brett for being here, thanks to the opposition and thanks to the audience, timekeeper and judge for making this official. Topic for our debate today is students who live in a dorm should or should not participate in study hours. Government, we think that students should not participate in study hours. Here are our points. Our first point is that study hours should be a student's personal choice, because we think that somebody works better after the school, somebody works better in the evening, somebody is maybe more tired after school, or maybe for plenty of other reasons he cannot give his 100% to work or to study. Our second point is that the dorm students are mostly international students. So between 7:30 and 9, they can use that time to call their parents because of the time difference. And if we would study in those times, like I'm international student and I know how it's hard to keep that relationship. I would like to restate the points today is that our first point is that studying should be your personal choice, something that you feel the most comfortable with, not that somebody that tell you feels comfortable, so they think that if they apply it to you, you will feel the same. And our second point is that the most of the students in the dorms are internationals, so they can use the time to call their parents because of the time difference, which is big. So I would like to say thank you to my partner Brett, like be my support, to the opposition, for a timekeeper, for audience and judge for making this official, and please vote for the government. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you, Nemanja. And Ms. Timekeeper.
2:17.
2:17. Okay, thank you very much. 2:17. Will you please put 1 minute on the clock for Flora to prepare her arguments? Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. Let's go ahead and give Flora a round of applause and make her feel welcome for her first speech for the opposition. Again, not to exceed 3 minutes. Ms. Timekeeper, are you ready? Yes? Okay. Ms. Speaker, whenever you're ready, you may begin.
Hi, I'm Flora Yu. My position is ARO. First, I'd like to thank you to my partner Austin. I'd like to thank you to the government, judge, audience, and timekeeper for being here. Today, we as opposition team debate students in the dorm should or should not participate the study hour. And we as the opposition team debate students in the dorm should participate study hour. And the government said their first point is student study hour for the students in the is for the student in the dorm is their personal choice, and we think students need the study hour because they can finish their homework during that time, and then this can help them to take their homework tomorrow. And the second point for the from the government, they said more dorm students are international students. They need to call parents, and because their time is different, so they need to use the study hour to talk with their parents. And we think students, like the most international students, they can call their parents during the weekend. Then they don't need to waste the time during the study hour. And then they also, like, when they talk with their parents during the weekend, they can maybe talk longer and as long as they want, and like no one will like bother them. So our first point is students need the study hour because they can finish their homework during that time, and also for taking the homework tomorrow. And our second point is they can talk with their parents during the weekend, so they don't need to waste time during the study hour. Thank you for my partner being here. Thank you for the thank you to the government, judge, audience, and timekeeper for being here. And please vote for opposition team.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's give a round of applause. Thank you very much, Flora. And time, please, Miss Timekeeper.
2:36.
Thank you. 2:36. Will you please put 1 minute on the clock for Brett to prepare his arguments, please, Melody? Thank you. Okay, thank you very much, Miss Timekeeper. All right, let's welcome Brett up to the front with a round of applause as the second speaker for the government with a speech not to exceed 3 minutes, please. Miss Timekeeper, are you ready? Yes? Okay, then Mr. Speaker, whenever you're ready, you may begin.
Hello, my name is Brett Miller. I'm the member of government. I would like to thank my partner Nemanja for supporting me, and I'd like to thank the opposition for being here today. I would like to thank the timekeeper, judge, and the audience for being here as well. Our topic is whether or not dorm students should or should not have to take study hours. And we as the government have chosen the side that they should not have to take study hours. Our first point said that it's a personal choice for students when they should do studying. They should study for their classes. They should choose their own time when to do that. And our second point was that they might want to call their parents or call friends from back home because there's a time difference. So they might want to do that during this time. Flora, for our first point, Flora countered saying that students would need study hours to get homework done, so that they should use that time to get their homework done, but we say that sometimes they don't feel like that's a good time to do it, that they might want to do that at other times. Say if they're not in extracurriculars, they might want to get their homework done right after school, and so they could use that time to do other things other than studying. and they may feel cooped in their room during this time, so they might want to get out, because they have strict rules on whether or not students should they have strict rules that students should be in their rooms during this time, and they might just feel cooped in their room just sitting there studying. And Flora said in her second point that they should call their parents on the weekends. International students should, so they'll have longer time. But sometimes international students can't wait that long. They have more pressing matters that come up between that time, and they need to call them during that night. So that they may have to call them that night, and study hours might be in the way for that. I'd also like to add that college will not make you study. College, if a student goes to college, they won't be forced to study. They'll have to study on their own time. So they should be obliged to find their own time to study, do that on their own, and not be forced to do that. Just to review, I say that students need to find their own time to study. It should be their choice to do that. Our second point is that they can call their parents on the weekdays if they need to do that, if there's more pressing matters. And college will not have you study. Some colleges will not make you study, so they need to do that on their own time. I'd like to thank Nemanja for being here to support me. I'd like to thank the opposition for being here as well. I'd like to thank the timekeeper, the judge, and the audience. Vote for government, please.
Okay, let's give him a round of applause. Thank you. And time, please, timekeeper. That looked pretty much on the dot. 3 minutes. All right, 3 minutes on the dot it is. Thank you very much, Ms. Timekeeper. All right, will you please also put 1 minute on the clock for Austin to prepare his arguments? Thank you so much. Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Timekeeper. All right, let's welcome Austin with a warm welcome and a round of applause. And as the second speaker for the opposition, and we remind him that his speech should not exceed 3 minutes. Same for you, Ms. Timekeeper, should not exceed 3 minutes this time. All right, Ms. Timekeeper, are you ready? All right, whenever you're ready, Mr. Speaker, you may begin.
My name is Austin Freund, and I'm here as a member of opposition. I would like to thank my partner as well as the government for being here, and I would also like to thank the judge, the timekeeper, and the audience for being here as well. The topic of this debate is whether or not students should be required to take study hours. Okay, so in the last speech, it was stated that it should be students' personal choice to do study hours as they wish, or, not to study as they wish. And study hours may not be a good time for them to study, but they may find a better time to study rather than during that time. Their second point was that they may need to use this time to call their family and friends, which may not be able to wait until the weekend. The third point was that college won't provide you a specific time to study, so you must learn how to find time to study on your own for college. So, for the first point, we say that not everybody will have the motivation. Everybody may not have the motivation to find the time to study on their own, so this will help them find time management skills to find the time to study. The third point, or second point rather, we say that they may not always have free time to answer the call during study time or on the weekend. Well, anyhow, for the third point, we say that this could help you be prepared for college when you have to find your own time to study. So, in summary, we believe that study hours are important because not everybody would be likely to find time to study on their own, and that they may also find other times to call their family. And thirdly, that this may help them be prepared for college when they will need to find their own time to study. So again, I would like to thank my partner for being here, the government, the judge, timekeeper, and audience, and to remind you to vote for the opposition.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's give him a round of applause. And thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And time, please? 2:36. Thank you very much. Will you please put 1 minute on the clock for Flora to prepare her final arguments? Thank you. Okay, thank you, Ms. Timekeeper. All right, let's welcome Flora to the stand, please, with a warm welcome. And might need to fix that microphone there, Flora. There you go. Can you get it? There you go. And we would like to remind you, Flora and Ms. Timekeeper, that these last two speeches should not exceed just 2 minutes this time, all right? Only 2 minutes. All right, Ms. Timekeeper, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, and Ms. Speaker, whenever you're ready, you may begin.
Hi, I'm Flora Yu. My position is ARO. First, I'd like to thank you, my partner Austin. I'd like to thank you to the government, judge, audience, and timekeeper for being here. Today, our topic is student in the dorm should or should not participate study hour. And our side, we as opposition team debate student in the dorm should participate study hour. And the government say their first point is the study hour for students is their personal choice. And they don't feel it's a good time. They can also get done the homework after the school so they can do the other things during the study hour. And so our first point is not everyone has motivation to find their own time to study. So school have to force them to do their homework during the study hour. And the government's second point is more dorm students are international students. They need to call their parents because of the time difference during the study hour. So our second point is they can find the time during the weekend so they can talk as long as they want. The government also say they cannot wait that long, and they may call them that night. So we wanted to say parents may not always have free time to answer their phone call, so they can just leave a message for them. Here, our first point is students can do their homework during the study hour, and the second is they can.
Oh, okay. All right, let's go ahead and give a round of applause. Thank you very much. And we'll put that one right at 2 minutes. Thank you very much. And then we'll go ahead and put 1 minute, please, on the clock for Nemanja to prepare his arguments. Thank you, Ms. Timekeeper. Okay, thank you, Ms. Timekeeper. All right, last speech for all the debates right now, right here. Let's welcome Nemanja for the final speech of this debate and all of our debates, and remind him only 2 minutes, please, Mr. Speaker, for this last debate. And same thing for you, Ms. Timekeeper. All right, Ms. Timekeeper, are you ready? Yes. Mr. Speaker, whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Hello everybody again, my name is Nemanja. I would like to say thank you for being here, thanks to opposition, thanks for the audience, timekeeper and judge for making this official. Our topic today is should students in a dorm should or should not take the study hours. Our opposition said that students cannot find a motivation. We will fight that with saying, okay, let's look at it this way. Study hours are 1.5 hours long. Okay, we study for 1.5 hours long, and what after that? If we have some other things to do, we can say we were studying in the study hours and study hours are done, so we don't need to study anymore. Their second point is we can find other time to call our parents, and our parents will not always have a time to answer us. I think that that's really important if the kids have a problem to call their parents, and parents will always answer their call. So I think that it's really important to, if we need something to say to our parents. Their third point is that study hours can help us in college. And we say that study hours cannot really help us in college because you don't know, are you in college going to have some extracurricular activities, or should your study hours belong 3 hours? Like, should your study hours take 3 hours because you need to study more? So I would like to review. Our first point is that maybe sometimes we need more after study hours. Our second point is it's really important and that to call our parents when we feel that we need to do that. And our third point is that study hours will not help us in college because we can predict what's going to happen in college. I would like to thank everybody for being here.
Oh, close. All right, let's give them a round of applause. Thank you very much. And thank you all for your participation in today's debate. We are done.